Welcome to my next video, guys, and thank you for watching again. Today I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing differently and why. I'm also gonna tell you where I am right now after 2 months of my journey. Stay tuned. So these are the 5 major things that I'm doing differently now comparing to what I've been doing before. And by now, I mean now that I stopped dieting and I promised myself I'm never ever going on a diet again in my life. So number 1, I walk instead of running. I used to run. I used to be part of my fitness journey. I did 2 marathons. I finished an Ironman. And Sunday was just a run day. We woke up early, we joined a running group, and we ran. And that was our thing, what I did with my fiance, and I loved it. But I love the end. I love being around the runners because they're very positive people. I love the atmosphere of the race, but I never fell in love with the process of running. So I was always stressed before the run because I know it's gonna suck. I didn't like running while I was running because my body just didn't feel good. Honestly, I only loved running when it was done. So after a run, I always felt good. Don't get me wrong, it's a great feeling when you accomplish something and when you bring your heart rate up. After that, it feels very, very nice. But I just didn't enjoy the whole process of running, and I never fell in love with it. Also, after running, I'm making my morning coffee, I was just like super duper hungry. Like I literally came home after a run and I had to eat like right away, and I felt like I had to eat a lot because I was running. I think I burned so much energy that it gave me the excuse to just eat more than I would probably normally eat. I always use that excuse. Oh, I was just running 1 hour. I can have ice cream, I can have pizza, I can have whatever I want. It's not really true because most of the time you cannot out exercise whatever you ate. So anyways, running was stressing me out, not just mentally that I didn't enjoy it, but also stressed out my body. Right now that I gained weight and I'm still over 200 pounds, I don't feel like running is healthy for me, for my joints, my knees. I feel them, it bothers me. So I believe if somebody gains weight and you just don't feel good when you're doing the exercise, you shouldn't do it, because I'm learning to listen to my body, and if my body says this is not good for you, you're in pain after the next day or whatever, then I believe we should listen to the body. Because there's other exercise you can do while maybe you lose a couple pounds, and maybe high impact exercise become again safe for you. And of course, Zoe wants to be picked up. Hey, Andy. Hey. You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, yeah. Good morning. Yeah, that's my coffee. Walking. Why I fell in love with walking. So before I tell you, I also have to tell you a confession. When I was a runner and I was doing a lot of exercise and I was like super fit and I became a fitness trainer and I went out to run, I see people walk, right? Walk and talk, girlfriends getting together, going for a walk, and they're just chatting while they're walking around. I have to be honest, I was a little bit judging them. I was like, walking is not an exercise. Why are people not running? Like, walking, that's just like you do normally. Like, that's not even bringing your heart rate up. Like, why are people walking? Like, I was judging it. I was like, it's not exercise, And coming from Europe, we walked everywhere. We didn't use cars when I was growing up as much as we use now, especially here in New Jersey, where we use a car like to even get milk from the grocery store. For me, walking was like, you just walk during the day. You don't need to do it as an exercise. So yeah, you do. Now I've changed my mind. I fell in love with walking right now, and it's part of my fitness journey and my weight loss journey. I'm trying to do 10,000 steps every day. Well, it doesn't work out, every single day, but that's my goal, and I'm at least trying to get closer to that goal daily. And it just feels good. So why I love walking? First of all, because you can do it anytime, anywhere. You don't really need to plan for it, okay? If I'm just in my work outfit, I'm going to see my client, I already wear my scrubs, I cannot go for a run because after you're sweaty, you need to change, you need to shower, you need like running shoes. But walking, I can walk in flip-flops, like 10 minutes before I see my client, and I don't sweat. And I still feel good. I don't have to shower after, well, most of the time. Unless it's like 90 degrees outside, it's like super hot and humid. But that's why I love it. Like no preparation needed. Like I can just get up right now, have my coffee outside and do a couple steps. I'm trying to look for easy stuff to do, right? Because then it's like sustainable. You can just keep walking wherever you want, anywhere, anytime, in any outfit without like planning ahead. That's one reason. The other reason is like mentally. I enjoy walking, even during the walk. And I said I never enjoyed running during the run. With walking, I enjoy it. And especially when I'm doing it outside and the weather is nice and I go somewhere in the nature or just a local park and I listen to the birds singing around. I just look around. I see the green scenery around you. I think it's just like part of my mental health too. It's really relaxing for me. Sometimes I listen to podcasts too, but sometimes I just don't even take it, and I just prefer to listening to nature. So it's really good for me mentally. It's a relaxation. It's my time. Just getting out, getting some fresh air, and just like walking and collecting some steps. So that's why I love walking, and that's why I'm not running anymore. I believe in a quote, never say never. So will I run again? I don't know right now. Right now, I'm trying to listen to my body and do what's good for me, what feels good. And right now, it's walking. And yeah, maybe I'll run again eventually, sometime in the future. But right now, this is where I am, and I'm so far enjoying this journey. Number 2, what I'm doing differently is I'm listening to my body when I eat. I try to eat more mindfully, and I try to eat more intuitively. It's still a learning process for me because my relationship with food is still not the healthiest. It's a journey, it's a learning process, it's a healing process. So some days are good, some days are less good. Some meals are better, some meals I just still eat whatever. But since I started this journey, I stopped dieting, I stopped restricting myself. I feel like I'm on a good journey of healing and fixing my relationship to with food. So what I do, I'm trying to eat whatever I'm craving for, but I also try to be mindful what my meal contains. So I'm really trying to have a good proportion of like macronutrients, so carbs, fat, protein. Even sometimes I feel like just eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich for the morning breakfast, but I like to add maybe a 2 or 3 teaspoons of cottage cheese, just like that from the jar, because I'm adding extra protein. Because I learned if you add extra protein, especially for the breakfast, it keeps me full longer. I used to just eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I used to go teach my class for 9:30. By 10:30, by the time the class was over, I was just like craving so much. I was like super hungry. I'm like, why am I so hungry? I just had my breakfast like 8 a.m. and like 2 hours later, I'm like hungry, but I experienced that I add a little more protein to my breakfast. By 11 a.m. I'm going to my massage salon and seeing my clients. I'm not like, oh, crazy craving for food. So it works for me. That's what I'm doing. So trying to add a little protein. But yeah, there are mornings that I just feel like eating a peanut butter jelly toast, so that's what I do. And then at 11, I'm just grabbing my early lunch, something that's like protein rich, like a chicken wrap, a tuna wrap, something with like protein. If I have more time, maybe I stop at the deli for the omelet. So it depends. Also try not to eat distracted, which I still struggle with that because I like to be on my phone while I'm eating my breakfast or lunch. But I'm working on it. I try to put my phone down when I eat and just really focus on the food. Really try to like feel how it tastes, what's the texture of it. Just really like enjoy every bite and eating slowlier, which was my really bad habit. I just usually eat like really fast on the go. By the time I prepare my lunch, I'm just like grabbing here and there, here a mozzarella stick, here a little, I don't know, bread leftover from my kids. And by the time I sit down to eat, I already had like half of the meal, from like pick and go. So that's what I'm trying to work on, not doing it. I'm trying not to bring snacks to go in my car when I'm driving from A to B places. I used to eat like protein bars and everything, especially when I was like counting macros, and my trainer said I need to have like, I don't know, 110 grams of protein a day. So I was just eating these like these protein bars, which I never really enjoyed, even the taste of it. They're like, and they were like 250 calories, and I eat them in 3 bites, and it just didn't satisfy me. And I was just eating them to like meet my protein goal, which I stopped doing. So I'm not bringing those snacks anymore to go. If anything, I'll grab something in Vava. I like these Clio Greek yogurt bars. They're covered in chocolate. I love those. So if like really I need like a little bite on something in the car while I'm driving, that's my to-go snack. So I'm trying to eat mindful and slow. That's what it is. And that's about it with this theme. Yep. So let's move on to the next one. Number 3, following evidence-based professionals. So I feel like it really matters what you feeding not just your body but your brain with. And I'm trying to follow people on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere that are evidence-based. Me personally, I trust more professionals that are experts and professionals in their field. I trust like doctors and registered dietitians rather than an multi-level marketing representative that's trying to sell you this magic drink or magic supplement that's gonna, suddenly make you lose weight the easy way. You don't have to work out, you don't have to change your diet, you just have to drink this every morning, and magic happens. I stopped listening to those people because I know they don't mean wrong, they don't mean any harm, they're just trying to sell you the products. So it's really hard to decide who to believe, who to trust, especially in social media these days. But I'm trying to listen to people who say research from this and this year prove that this and this is this and this. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to listen to people who studied, they have some kind of degree in what they do, and also they give some kind of like source, like where did you get this information? Okay, it's not like just a myth, it's not just like something that somebody told you to say when you were learning a marketing skill. Okay, so that's what I've been trying to do. And also I'm trying to listen podcasts and YouTube videos, maybe even during my walk or just at home when I'm doing chores, I vacuum and I listen something motivational. I do laundry and I'm listening something motivational, because I feel like if that just goes to my brain and I'm listening to these people talking about it, then I'm like more motivated to like not to give up and just keep going and working on those goals. Number four is really personal for me. Not even some of my closest people know about it, or I just never told them. First time ever in my life, I started therapy. I'm doing this online therapy. It's from Slovakia, because I feel like to talk about myself and my emotions and struggles and feelings, I can just explain myself much better in my native language, which is Slovak. So I found this online therapy service from Slovakia that I'm using. So it's like a video call with my therapist. And I only had a couple sessions. I started probably back in February, like once a month. Sometimes I skip a month. So when I have a feel like I just need to talk to somebody because I'm stressed and I just need some advice and I just need to, talk to a professional. Again, I believe in professionals. I believe these people are trained to help us. So I went on therapy and I loved it. I was like really scared and I was really stressed about it, like, if somebody finds out I'm doing therapy, like what they're gonna think, like what's going on, what's wrong with you, because I was always this positive person that like, life is good kind of person. But I was just saying like all these things is going in my mind about the food, about gaining weight, losing weight, not loving my body, never happy with myself. I felt like I have to find the root of this, and I felt like it has to be somewhere deeper than just like, oh, I love food and, I love chocolate. So I was like, from experience, I know everything happens in your childhood, and whatever you're struggling later, it's like a conclusion of what trauma or what life events you went through, how was your family, relationships and all that. So I decided, well, give it a try. Like, what can go wrong? Maybe the therapist is gonna say you're fine, you don't need therapy. Or maybe I'm gonna discover something like, oh my god, that's why, like, this is the reason. And yes, I had a couple of moments when I talked to the therapist, because of course we were talking about my childhood and parents and relationships and all that. And yeah, a couple of times I was like, oh my god, that's why. It's like almost like I needed somebody to prove me what I was probably, I knew it, like, oh yeah, it probably comes from my childhood. But I needed a professional to tell me, like, yeah, it's not you, it's what you've been through. So yeah, that's another thing I'm doing right now. I'm just doing therapy and I love it. So if you struggle with something and you hesitate, like, what to do, there's always help. And I'm pretty sure even here in America, there are great therapists, and just give it a try. Give it a try, because you never know. It might be really helpful for you too. And here comes number 5. Number 5 is actually surprising, even for me, because I picked working out less. So I used to work out 5 days a week. I never missed a class. Every class that my gym was doing, I took. High intensity interval training every day, 5 times a week, Monday to Friday, never skipped. Then the weekend came. Most of the weekends we were running, doing some race or some training for a race. So there were weeks that literally 7 days a week I was doing an exercise, or at least 6. Maybe there was one day off and then Sunday running again. So right now I've learned that sometimes less is more. So as I was talking about it, when I was talking to you guys about my running, I always felt so hungry. I realized that when I was training for the Ironman, and it was like cardio training at least 2 hours a day, every day, long runs and long bikes during the weekends, like 3 hours up to 4 hours. I was just so hungry. And it's same with the exercising. When I do like 5 days of like a high intensity workout, like, you know, like cardio, strength training, it doesn't matter. I'm just always more hungry and I eat much more. I crave much more food. So I experienced that if I slow down and I just do maybe 2-3 days strength training, just like lifting weights, working on my muscles, and maybe just 1 or 2 days of cardio, which is my Zumba. So I'm instructing Zumba now, so I have 2 days of Zumba classes, Tuesday mornings and Wednesday nights. And then I just do my walking, my daily steps. That's enough for me. And yeah, my brain is still telling me like, oh, you need to go and work out. If you're not sweating like crazy, you didn't work out. If you're not sore the next day, you cannot walk, you didn't do anything. Yes, you did. Okay. So strength training is really important. I never want to stop doing that because I feel like I just love the feeling of being strong. And I know as we age, we losing muscle mass and we're using strength. So it's really, really important to do strength training. And cardio is really important too, because the other day we went hiking and I almost died walking up the peak of the mountain. I was so out of breath. It was like really eye-opening experience for me. I was like, oh, I'm so out of shape. Like climbing up this mountain is like, even 2 years ago when we went to Arizona, Sedona, it was easier. Now I'm just like struggling. And yeah, I gained weight. So of course it's harder to, you know, hike up the mountain with this extra heavy body. But also it's your cardio. So if you don't do cardio, you know, you just struggle. So that's one goal that I want to work on. So I know once my weight goes a little bit down, I'm going to be more able to hike and do maybe more higher intensity workouts, maybe more cardio. But right now, 2 Zumba classes a week, walking and strength training, which I love to lift weights, is pretty much good enough for me. So I went down from like 6 times a week to like maybe 3 in average, sometimes 4. Well, if I count my walks, then maybe 5 to 6, but like a regular gym workout, maybe 2 or 3 a week. That's what I've been doing, and I love it. And I feel like this way I'm not craving so much, and I can control my appetite much more than when I was like really doing super intensive and long hours of training for triathlons, for marathon and running and biking and swimming, and plus on the top of that doing like workouts in the gym. So that's my experience, guys. Let me know what you think about it. I appreciate every comment down below. Thank you for following my journey here on YouTube and subscribing to my channel. And also thank you for following my journey on Instagram. Next is my 2 months review.